Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA Podcast. I'm your host, Cathryn Naiker.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What is up?
And oh no, we're not saying the episode numbers anymore. And I just jumped in.
That's
Habit,
right. That's
habit.
right.
I've
It's
done
a
it
habit. It's a habit.
for
And
like 140 something times.
yeah, if you're a hardcore listener, tell us what episode it is, if you're also a hardcore listener and supporter, you know what's coming next. It's my spiel about supporting us on all of our social media accounts at the Pickup WNBA Podcast. Your like, your love, it all matters. Subscribe, comment. This is the game that we're playing, baby. Also, anyone that has filled out our survey, which is on our YouTube page for Acast and for the Center Network and for us, thank you so much. We're getting some ads. You know what I mean? So we want to get more ads because we need money, and we want those ads to be good for you, as good as it can be. Anyways, we love you, and thank you so much.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. Listen, this past week we crowned a new champion. We
Yes,
crowned on my birthday, no less.
I know. Happy birthday.
Thank you. October
Happy
10th.
happy sweep of a birthday.
Okay, thank you so much. October 10th, 10/10. Okay. And then we got a champion on 10/10. Thought that was super cool. Um, I have a couple like stray thoughts I want to throw at you, Freddie, but I'm going to start with this one. And
Sure.
that is, we left our episode last Wednesday and our amazing audio producer Jason, I believe, was able to put in Asia's final shot of that game. That's where we kind of left our last episode on. And I felt like when I saw that shot go in, that game winner from Asia Wilson, and the maniacal look on her face and the tongue sticking out and all of that, I thought two things. One, I thought like this is like the singular image of the season. Like I just felt like it, and then it immediately put not just this Aces championship, but her entire legacy into perspective and catapulted it to a whole nother level where like at the 25-year mark we crowned Diana as the GOAT of the WNBA for the first 25 years, and people have different opinions about that, although I think it's relatively fair statement. But now, already just so many years later, Asia is in a deep, deep GOAT conversation, and we're still writing it. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. And there's just something about that one shot that I thought, oh my God, before the championship was even, done. I mean, when you're down 3-0, it's basically like it's an inevitability at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just something about that game winner where I thought this is one of the defining moments in Asia Wilson's career. And it's going to be one of the defining moments of her whole legacy, of the W in this decade, in this season. Like it was such a monumental moment. It really, yeah, it really captivated me and stays with me even a week later.
Yeah, the type of dominance we're seeing from Asia and have been seeing is, with certain champions, it gets to this place of familiarity, and you need a new narrative. And we've talked before about how it was Nafisa's year. Asia would have to do this, and Asia would have to do that, and all these other things to surpass Nafisa. And Asia has done this, done that, and done all these other things to surpass Nafisa. It's absolutely insane. Uh, just I love my stats. I love my weird kind of comparisons. So just I'm gonna throw this at you. If you don't know it, that's fine. You can take a stab at it. There's one other player in basketball history who's won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and a championship in 1 year. That
Basketball player. So we're going
yeah,
back to like,
it's in the NBA.
yeah,
No
I was
one's
gonna
done it
say.
in the W.
Uh, wow. I mean, first of all, that's absolutely phenomenal. a stat like that, even just the way you framed it, like, it makes me wanna go back to, like, a Bill Russell.
That's a great guess. It's Hakeem Olajuwon, but
Oh, wow.
that's the exact type make of player because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gotta be sort of a big, right? It's gotta be like a power
Yeah,
forward center.
especially when you hear defensive player of the year, like, mixed into all that, that
Mhm.
usually is a big. But, because, like Bill Russell, like, he has 11 championships, like, his dominance was so crazy, so it's like, yeah, like, he would have stats like that. But wow, just Hakeem Olajuwon and Asia Wilson, that's pretty phenomenal. Well, great stat, Freddie.
Yeah, yeah, so
You
that's funny.
are you are our stats king.
Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah,
I
well,
saw it
you're
floating
the
around.
you're the stats king.
I'm a stats king. T Tip
A
my
tip
mini
of the hat.
sombrero.
Tip of
Um,
the sombrero, not even of a
it's a
hat.
sombrero, I'm not messing around, and it's not a big one, it's a small one.
It can
Listen,
be a
you
big
got
one. I don't kn I
listen,
mean,
I'll show the people a big one,
I'm not versed in the world of sombreros, so you
and I'll
tell
show the people a
me.
top hat.
Was the
Uh,
top hat on the sombrero? Or is it like
this
magic where, like, you take off the top hat and you're like, "Surprise, giant
maybe
sombrero."
it's
It's
magic.
like it's like a drag queen reveal, you know what I mean? It's like you take it off and you're like, "Whoa, I had no idea that was under there."
Damn right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love me some drag queens.
Of just stats.
I'm the drag queen of stats, a lot of people say. Uh, but, I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Um, this is more so just like, opening up a little bit to the, the legacy that is Asia and the Aces.
Mhm.
So, me and you started podcasting, 2020, right? And, or maybe
2021.
2021, sorry. So, starting from 2019, uh, this is the Aces win percentages. So, 61%, 81%, 75%, 72%, 85%, 67%, and then this year 68%. Here's how they
Mm.
finished the seasons. 2019 lost in semis. 2020 lost in the finals. 2021 lost in the semis. 2022 won the finals. 2023 won the finals. 2024 lost in the semis. 2025 won the finals. And the last part of that is the top win share performer for all of those years except 2019 was Asia Wilson. It was Liz Campage in 2019, and yeah, so you know, it's to me, it's her dominance is tied with winning. So that is really also, you see in a lot of sports these incredible performers, right? Right now, I think an example in the NBA you're seeing is Jokic has this absolute offensive dominance, and it's tied to good teams. He's won a championship, but Asia's dominance is tied to her team winning all of it.
Mm.
And that to me is a really, you're really in like super special territory. And yeah, I mean back to your goat conversation. Uh she I think yeah, now I'll double check this. Ties Diana in championships. And I mean obviously has surpassed her and anybody else in MVPs, short of Cheryl Swoops. But yeah, like it's wait, I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check both those things because I might be thinking finals MVP. But yeah, just to say that I'll do some poking around and hand it over to you. But
Listen,
her
I
statistical
called
dominance
you
is nuts.
I called you stats king and I didn't even realize you were coming through with all that. You know, I kinda come in with more editorial hot takes based on what I see, but you came in with stats. We're defining our roles even
We are,
more so than they were already defined.
yeah.
Isn't
We're
that
this.
wild?
It's part of life, Like this is our brains are sort of like
And I
fusing.
didn't tell you to be this guy, you just became that guy.
Can't help it. That's who I am.
Is that true? You can't help it?
Probably
Anyway,
could help it. Yeah.
I have another editorial opinion for you
Hit me.
just to kinda, like, noodle on as we confirm some of these stats. Um, I mean, this finals was a very dominant sweep, I
Mhm.
would say. Like, I
Yeah.
think last week we talked about game 1 and how game 1 was close and really, like, Phoenix will probably be kicking themselves for not closing that one out. I don't know if I've seen and I do mean this respectfully because I don't mean for this take to sound so negative. I don't know if I've ever seen someone this outcoached in a finals before.
Hmm.
Like, Nate Tibbetts was outcoached, buddy. Like, it was like he came in to game 1 with a plan that seemed to be working, but they weren't able to close out that game, and then they just kinda had nothing after that, and it was like Becky kept strategizing and strategizing. I mean, you could see in that game 4, they made some adjustments, but it was like, I don't know, man. I I don't think I've ever seen somebody that outcoached, and I'm very like, we talk about being very pro player on this podcast. I tend to be pretty pro coach too. Like, I'm not, fire the coach immediately. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not saying he should be fired or anything like that. Like, I think coaches deserve a chance, but I mean, he got schooled, man. That guy got schooled. That's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. Becky also in her own right is entering a type of coach dominance that's pretty special. I'm not gonna make any
Yes, in terms
yeah.
of her own legacy as well. Absolutely.
I'm not gonna make any claims there because I have to do some deeper digging on coaches, but I would just, pop in with the MVP thing before I check,
Mhm.
Diana's rings. But Asia is the only four-time winner. We got, uh, Lauren Jackson with 3 and, Lisa Leslie with 3 and Cheryl Swoops with 3. So,
And that's
just
like a generation ago, if not 2 generations, depending on
yeah.
how you prefer to break that down.
So just as far as, like, absolute, like, to have that claim of, "I have more MVPs than anybody else," is very, very special, and I think, it's one metric, obviously, and, I think when you're talking about Diana Taurasi, you really sort of have to factor in the entire body of work, the length of career, all that kind of stuff. But this
Sure.
run that Asia's on, I think it's pretty fair to say that she's in the company of it's like her, Lisa Leslie.
And
Um,
Hakeem Olajuwon.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so she's in a very elite company and is, arguably kind of like by herself already.
Already, yeah, and still, like, in her 20s. Like, it's just
Mhm.
absolutely wild. Um, sorry, did you wanna say more about the finals and what an incredible run this was for the Aces?
Um, yeah, I mean, shout out to Jackie Young. Shout out to the entire Aces squad.
And
Uh,
shout out to Jewel Lloyd
shout out to Jewel
because
Lloyd,
she
Chelsea Gray.
really brought it back in this finals in a way. Like, who she was in this finals is who we were hoping to see all season long, and, it seems like her and Becky, I mean, talk about great coaching. It seems like her and Becky have a really strong relationship, despite, her being benched for the first time and things of that nature.
Well, I think she asked to go to the bench, didn't she?
She asked to go to the bench, true, but it's like if you're struggling on a team, not everybody has like the best relationship with their coach after that. I'm
Mhm,
just saying she she found a way, and I think it's really impressive that it wasn't just like, okay, this is it.
mhm.
She had her best games of the whole year in this finals.
Yeah.
Um
I
yeah.
also I really wanna shout out Dana Evans, who we were lucky enough
Yeah.
when she was in Toronto. Um, and I mean, anytime I play like Dana Evans is 5'6". Like,
Yeah.
shout out, that's incredible. I think Nalissa Smith, what a huge, like, what a huge sort of forward
Major
pickup,
pickup. And we were
major,
like,
major pickup.
no pun intended with the show, but we were very on top of that, in the summer. Like, the second that happened, I knew immediately, like, that would be huge for the Aces
Mhm.
because Asia has needed this. She has
Yeah.
needed this level of support, and she got it. And, she still, like, quote, unquote, "carried the team," but it wasn't just a one-person show. And like now we're at a point with the Aces where like even if they for whatever reason come out into next season struggling, like nobody's going to doubt them. Right? Like the cast of shadow of doubt on this team is like over forever. If they're struggling, if they're going through it, it's like, well, they're the Aces, they're going to figure it out. Right? Like that's gonna be their narrative from here on out. It's really something. And that last season heroic, that incredible run that they went on is just unprecedented that run just led to a championship. I'm so proud of this team. I also there's one last thing I forgot to say about that amazing game-winning shot that Asia made. And that is the one thing I think that's gonna get lost in time with that shot is just how like cold-blooded it was. Like in the final minutes of that game, you have Satu Sabali like going down with an awful concussion, like truly like one of the worst like concussions I've seen in basketball. Like she struggled to get back up on her feet again, bad concussion. And even the replay was like, good Lord, truly hoping she's okay. Um, and then the team rallies after this horrible concussion takes place, which allows for the stage for a game-winning shot to even take place. Right? It's like the team rallied around after this and they were making this inspired comeback. And then she hits that shot, and it just adds to like the holy shit of it all. And I feel like, we're going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, they swept. Oh, yeah, Asia had a game-winning shot and she made that crazy face. And we're going to forget like to the degree in which it was completely and utterly cold-blooded. And, it's just 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah, I think you perfectly said it. To have that type of cold-blooded shot that was fully in her bag too. It was like
Yeah,
it
the
was
mid-range.
I love seeing a shot when like a player hits a shot that they always hit, but the moment's different.
Mm,
That's a shot that Asia hits
yes.
many, many times a game, you know? And I think seeing her do that in that moment is cool. Like obviously when you see a player hit some shot they've never hit before in a moment, it's like a cool different thing. But I really love like, oh no, that's a layup for Asia.
Yeah,
It just there just happens to be seconds left in the game.
yeah, completely agree. Well, congratulations to the Aces again. You've put me and many, many other people in their place in terms of doubting you. It probably won't happen again. It'd be absolutely crazy if I did, but I digress. We have another fun topic. I think, yeah, we're ready to dive into this.
Let's
Ready?
dive in. It's time.
So here's the thing. We're gonna have so much off-season CBA talk. And we're gonna have a lot of this, conversation that I'm teeing up as well. But I thought it'd be fun now to do it early in October, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what's gonna be the craziest off-season ever. And that is free agency and looking at the list, which is a very long, extensive list of veteran free agents. Who do we think is going to be on the move? Because there's going to be a lot of teams trying to keep their stars, trying to retain more talent. Like it's going to be like once the CBA is actually settled, it's going to be a free for all, right? For teams with a larger cap space to retain and attract more talent. There's probably going to be a ton of movement. But just looking at it right now, before we know that level of landscape, and then in the future, we'll be able to see how accurate we were or not. Who do you think is going to be on the move?
Well, yeah, of course, I think not to undermine your goal here, but
Oh,
just I think what's going to be
whoa.
I think what's going to be tough here is is teasing out free agency from the CBA. So I'm just going to say that because it's so tied together. We have so many 1-year
Oh, of
contracts.
course. Yeah, of
People were
course.
and I think this free agency
This is just for
frenzy.
fun. This is just for fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be absolutely like chaotic fun and insanity. And you're going to have so like you're like honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take, but you're never going to have as many franchise players be free agents in the same year ever again. Like I just
Never.
don't see how that happens. The league is in for a complete remake in a way that we've never seen before, and I think most people can't even fathom. And that's not even including like 2 new teams, right? So
Yeah,
it's
it's gonna
it's
be
it's bonkers. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
it's gonna be historic in the grand scheme of sports, let
Yes.
alone women's basketball.
So
But
with
yeah,
that preface,
let's
what
have
I
some
needed
fun.
yeah, what I needed to do to kind of like have my brain even digest who I think would be likely to move was I needed to break down this by position.
Oh,
So
okay.
I needed to first of all eliminate restricted free agents. I can't even think about you because for those at home who you're not a big free agent person, just the very basics is restricted means you can match. So let's say Asia Wilson, for instance, some team throws the most amount of money they possibly can at Asia Wilson. Obviously, Vegas matches. So Asia's not going anywhere. And I think that's true of some of the major superstars out there.
Right.
So I think it's true of Nafisa, who's also a UFA. Nafisa's not going anywhere. But that to say, both of those players in particular are UFAs. So if for some reason they, were something happens where they like, for instance, like maybe they want to play together, like whatever, like there's so many possibilities. So, anyways, I needed to just eliminate the restricted free agents. So I've done that. And then the other thing is, when I'm thinking about movement, I'm like, okay, every team essentially is going to their cap and their like financial restrictions are going to be beyond lifted. So every team gets a blank slate. So with that said, you look at a team like New York that really sort of crafted their team and paid people and got fined for it. And they have Stewie and they have Sabrina and they have John Quell. Well, if I'm the other 14 teams in the league, I'm gonna say no. I will outbid you for one of those players. So I think John Quell's gone
Mm,
because as much as John Quell, likes being on a really good team and playing with Stewie and Sabrina, I think she's kind of the number 3.
mm,
And so I think that's a player that deserves to get paid, is going to get paid, and I cannot see taking a pay cut to stay with New York. So if you're the Sparks or the Sun, whomever it is, if you're the Tempo, I think you're going to pay John Quell, no problem. Like if we maxed out John Quell, the Tempo, or if you're Portland, you maxed out John Quell, lovely. That's fantastic. And if you're New York and you max out Stewie and Sabrina, then you're not going to be able to pay 3 players. Like again, so much this depends on what the CBA is going to look like. But I think they're not going to be able to outpay all of the other teams.
mhm.
So that's one example of a player I think who's going to move.
Okay, I like that. That's a bit spicy. Um, but I like the logic. I like that you're now explaining the logic to all of this. It's very good.
Yeah.
Mine is, I mean, I kind of came to this in a less complicated way. Not that yours is complicated at all. I actually think I love how you thought that through. But I was just thinking, I think Seattle's gonna blow up. Like, I just
Hmm.
think Skylar and NECA, like, they try to make it work there. It didn't work. They had 2 first round exits in a row, and they haven't had enough to beat the Aces essentially both times. And I just don't know if then they fired their coach,
Hmm.
right? And I just don't know as an organization if they're gonna have enough faith in it to stick around, or if I think what's more likely to happen, because it's not like they have like a lengthy loyalty to this organization. It's not like they've been there for a decade or
Hmm.
something, right? I feel like they're more likely to join a team that has a lot of pieces already and they could possibly be that last slot that, like, takes them to another level, like in Atlanta, for example, right? Like, I think Atlanta has a team that has a lot going for them. They were a first round exit, I know, disappointing, but I feel like Skylar's absolutely on the move. I think Nneka's on the move. You know, they're veterans. They probably have like a, I don't know, like a 3-year window in their career, maybe 3 to 5, but, they wanna win, and I think they're gonna, instead of trying to build something in Seattle, I feel like they're more likely to go to a team that has something and try to win there.
Yeah, so another part of this that I feel like is very fascinating because I was looking at both those players too, is they're both 35.
Right. Okay, so they're
So
even they're even slightly older than I thought. So
so
maybe
they're
they have
so
less than a 3-year window.
well,
Could be 2
exactly. So
years.
if you're a team, if you're thinking about player leverage, I think for someone like Sabrina is a great example of like all the leverage in the world. Her best days are ahead of her. She's
Mhm.
27. You know, you're thinking that like for someone like Sabrina, like having an MVP year is like certainly in the cards. So any team is like if New York flinched for some reason, they'd be all over Sabrina. But obviously don't think they're going to.
I think New
But
York is in a good position to sign talent more than they are to lose talent, although I do love your Jonquel Jones take,
yeah, I mean, like
because
they just can't pay everybody.
they can't pay it, but we don't know to what degree they will be able to pay people, but the other things that they have going for them are things like the fact that they're New York, are the fact that they just won a championship, and they want to continue winning championships, I think. I hope that Sandy Brondello firing was a bit sketchy, so maybe a slight pin in that. But also too, like, they have billionaire owners who wanna invest in the team in other ways, like a big practice facility and things like that. Like, they are not afraid to spend money on this team, where other franchises are more, frugal, let's say. So I
Mhm.
do think they have a lot of advantages, but you're right. Like, if for whatever reason they aren't able to pay everybody, or they're just getting offers that are just so much bigger from other franchises, yeah, they could be at risk of losing their talent. But I think they're also equally in position to bring in talent.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be a big attraction, and, we're also I mean, again, this is why I think it's so tied to the CBA because so let's say
Oh, this is all tied to the CBA. This is
yeah,
just a fun exercise.
and let's say that franchises, right, they get, like, whatever the new contracts are worth, like, obviously so much bigger. We are going to see immediately who's willing to actually spend that money. So, you sent an article
Yes.
a really good kind of primer for this. And it's TSN, like, me. I'll pull up the writer. This is from Alexa Filippo and Michael Vopel, two trusted. Well, sorry, for us it's TSN. That means it might be ESPN
I think
for
it's an ESPN and
yeah,
then,
for our
like,
American.
TSN kind of yeah,
Right.
anyway. Michael Vopel's a name we've seen a
Yeah,
lot on the pod.
and Alexa Filippo as well. And yeah, so I think, who were we just talking about? Lost my train of thought. Do, do,
New
do.
York?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Who's willing to spend? So New York, we
Right.
know will be willing to spend. Vegas will be willing to spend. Phoenix will be willing to spend. These are owners that are like chomping at the bit to spend. The Valkyries will be willing to spend.
Mm.
You have some of these kind of like shaky ownerships. Like, what's Chicago gonna do? Like, are they gonna like, okay, you have all this money, spend it. Are they going to? Dallas, you have all this money. Washington, what are you gonna do with the new money that you have? And I think Dallas is a really intriguing one that was a part of this primer because they have a future. They have Page, they have a Gubawale, and a Gubawale is a UFA, right? Obviously, they're very
I
lucky.
think Wale's on the move too. She was my other pick.
She's 28, so again, she's in that prime spot.
She's in that
Lots of
prime
yeah.
spot, not really on the same timeline as Paige in terms of, like, building something over the next few years. She's been there for so long. It's been painfully mediocre in Dallas. I'm sorry to our Dallas fans. Like I love Enrique Gumbawale. I've said that many times on this pod, but it has been painfully mediocre there. And maybe I just want to see her leave. I want to see her in a new environment, to be honest.
Mhm.
Maybe that's just me. I feel like I want to see her with a fresh start somewhere, and maybe we can see how far she can go, what she would be like in a deep playoff run. Like we just haven't had the chance to see that with her. She's
Compli
someone I would love one of these teams to pick up. Phoenix, Phoenix is another team that's going to be primed for retaining and picking up other talent.
Yeah, Copper and Thomas, both UFAs. Bonner as
Yeah.
well. I mean, Bonner's like
But
almost.
they're like the odds of them keeping those players together, because I mean they did get really far this year. I think that the odds of them keeping those players and then adding a few more, I feel, I mean, in October is probably more likely to happen than not. I could
Mhm.
also see them picking up somebody like Marina Mabry,
Mhm.
right? And just like adding to the depth of that team and like maybe adding to, some of their offense. Like they were good this year, and even though this was a horrible blowout for them in the finals, they're not that far off.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack too much there. But yeah, every single offseason, I'm like, Dallas, what are you doing? Every single offseason since we've been doing this podcast, it's like, Dallas, like I almost need like, Jason, I need an audio cue for Dallas. What are you doing? I don't know what that's gonna be, but like I just say it every offseason. So I'm still saying it now, but they have Paige,
Maybe
you're
something from
right.
King of the Hill, Texas vibes, propane excess.
Maybe,
I
I don't know. But you're right. They have Paige, and Paige is in a rookie contract. So it's like, who is Paige going to attract in the league? Who's gonna be like, I'm gonna go to Dallas because I want to play with Paige? That's gonna be super, super interesting to see.
um just a little quick aside here. Um well, first of all, King of the Hill set in a fictional town. Uh Arlen, Texas. But Diana Taurasi, 3 championships, so tied with Asia. Um and yeah, another team I want to focus on is uh Minnesota, because I
Mhm.
think the teams that were contenders in this period of time, I really think are gonna be at a disadvantage, because
Oh,
you know,
okay.
you think about a player like, or you think about Minnesota, it's like the culture's great, everything's great, they love winning. But if Minnesota doesn't come with the money, these players are thinking about like a once in a lifetime opportunity to grab their bag. So you have Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlton, Dejanay Carrington, all UFAs. 2 of those 4 players are gone. Period. Like 2 of those players will get an offer from another team, and
Yeah, and
it
I think
because
Natisha
Minnesota can't
Heidemann.
pay them all. I'm sorry, Nafisa's also right. So
Yeah,
like
but
basically
also I'm
Minnesota,
I'm adding to your list, just Natisha Heidemann is also a
yeah.
UFA.
So their whole team is UFAs, and then complicating all of this is, how do the expansion teams work?
Mm.
Because they're not going to be able to grab UFAs, so they're going to have to target players that are still under contract, because you can't take those rights away from the player. You can't say the Tempo's going to grab one player from every team, and like let's say Diggin Smith signs with the Sparks, it can't be like the Tempo's grabbing Diggin Smith or whatever it is. So
That would be wild if we
yeah,
got
like that's
Diggin
like that's
Smith.
just not
Oh
going to be a
my
thing.
god.
So yeah, that's it. Like, if you're Natasha Cloud, right? This is an opportunity for you to make more money per season than you've made in your entire career.
Yeah, and
So
Kayla
so so
McBride too, it's like,
loyalty
oh
does
my
not exist
god.
this offseason, in my opinion.
Right. I love this take, and I have to say I agree. I like it'll be interesting to see which teams, for a lack of a better analogy, like which teams are magnets, right? Which teams are going to be the teams that draw people in. And then there's going to be other teams left like stranded trying to gather what they can do. And there was a great quote in this article, actually, I want to pull it up. The same one that we referred to. And this is from the Aces president, Nikki Fargas, who said you're going to need to have a plan A, plan B, and a plan 911 in reference to going into this year's off season. So it's going to be absolutely wild. And I guess I wanted to do this a little early because we've had a lot of CBA drama recently. Okay. Now I just wanted to kind of celebrate basketball and have fun with it before we dive back into this crazy drama, which I know we're absolutely going to at any moment. So that's why I planned this little exercise for us, even though I know it's very early.
No, I love it. Let me throw in another links, by the way. Um, Alana Smith, also UFA. So the Lynx,
Mm.
like, I don't even know who's on the Lynx roster that is not a UFA.
How many times can they sing Pink Pony Club to stay together? You know, like how many times? And then the stud buds, buddy. Like, is stud buds only like 1 year only? Like, what are we gonna do? Someone's
Yeah,
gotta offer them something big together, I hope. I wanna see those 2 together. But you're right, like, that level of player is gonna get offered a lot of money from a lot of different places, and it's gonna be exciting, but probably stressful for them as well to have to, like, make a decision, and I bet it's gonna be phone calls flying fast, and it's gonna be, like, chaotic on all levels. It's gonna be wild.
if you are currently under contract, you're pissed about that.
I mean, who is currently under contract? There's, like, 2, 3 people
Well, yeah,
maybe.
anyone who's still in the rookie contract, right? So you think about like a Leah
Well, the
Boston.
rookies, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but
like so a lot of those players are.
but
I
they're
mean,
gonna but they'll get paid, though. They'll get paid.
they'll get paid, but this is like a one-time feeding frenzy that is going to be.
Oh
It,
my god, the
you're going to have
storylines,
players that are
next year
paid like
about
like it's very possible that Caitlin Clark is paid like you
the
know
storylines are gonna be insane.
$80,000, and her teammate who
Is
doesn't make
making,
the
like,
All Star team is
500,000 to
yes,
1,000,000, yeah.
yeah,
That's absolutely gonna happen.
yeah.
But she's also Caitlin Clark, and she could probably do whatever she wants.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we'll get into this stuff, I think, in future episodes. But I am curious about, kind of like renegotiations. Like, I wonder if there's going to be,
They might fight for the rookies to be able to renegotiate their
yeah,
contracts.
because like, what if you're a rookie and you're still under this rate and you get injured and that's your career? Like,
'Cause
that's horrible.
yeah. Yeah, and Nafisa's been fighting for them and, even in her statement that she revealed to us, when she talked about her conversations with Kathy Engelbert. I mean, we focused on the statement about Caitlin Clark, quote unquote, "should be grateful," but the question was about the rookies. Right? Like, the whole question was about the rookies and their pay scale and, like, what are we doing for these players that have brought in so much new like, so many new people and this whole new audience to the league, and they're getting paid so little. So it that whole thing came from that place. So Nafis is absolutely looking out for them. So, yeah, that's another great point too. They might be in a position to renegotiate in addition to all of this, which would be it just adds to the madness. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, "Wow, are they gonna get all of this done before May?" I really hope so, but it's wild. It's a lot to do. It's a lot to get
It's a
done.
lot to do. I mean, no one wants a strike. I think most people, especially our listeners, want what's best for the players, which might be a strike. But yeah, there is a lot at stake and there's a lot to sort out. And this is not something that the players can, they can't settle. They just can't settle
There's
because it's
so
not, it's
yeah.
not going to happen again. They can't say, you know, we'll get this now and in 4 years we'll get that. It's like, no, they need all the things they need. And they need it now. Like there's
And
no,
they're gonna get it. It's just a
yeah.
matter of when, but they are gonna get it. I mean, I think if you just, like, look at the laundry list, right? Like, I don't know why this is only coming into my mind right now, but, like, when you look at the laundry list, there's the new CBA, then you have 2 expansion drafts that need to take place, and then you have this monumental free agency, which, TBD how the new CBA affects that. There may or may not be a new rookie negotiation. Then you're gonna have next year's draft. in addition to that in April.
And there's going to be expansion teams for the next 5 years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying all of this has to get done in the next 6 months. Like everything I listed has to get and most importantly, or not most importantly, but the most like holy shit is a new commissioner. Because it's not going to be Kathy. They don't want to negotiate with Kathy around. So not only do they need to find a new commissioner, they're going to have to get all of this done in the next 6 months. That is insane. That's just an insane amount of work to have to do, even if you are on the same page with everybody. So this is wow. This is really, really a lot. Like as we were talking about it, because I've always been trying to stay like as optimistic as possible about having our season next year start on time. We're getting the tempo. So you and me being from Toronto, we're obviously very excited for that. But when I think about that laundry list of all the things that have to get done, even while just cooperating with each other, let alone not cooperating with each other, and then having to find a brand new person to do it. Wow. Now I'm like, ooh, maybe I'm not so sure. But I'm just thinking all of this out loud right now on the spot with you. So all our listeners, you can let me know if you agree, disagree. This is not a righteous take on my part or anything like that. I'm just throwing it out there that this is actually like, damn.
I did not prepare an FFQ, but I have an on the spot FFQ.
Oh, thank God. Let's go.
You ready? Here's my on the spot FFQ. Cathryn,
Mm.
it's your responsibility to get all of the players of the WNBA on the same page and organize them.
Mm.
You are tasked with creating an event that will help them have fun and get organized together. What's your event?
Gay cruise.
Gay cruise?
Yeah, gay cruise. Let's go.
Nailed it.
You don't have to be gay. It doesn't matter. I'm not gay. I'd love to go on a gay cruise. So fun. Love the music. But this is obviously for women, not like a male gay, like, like a
Yes. Okay,
right?
so straight man just gonna go ahead and put his hand up. What is a gay cruise?
So it's a cruise
That's gay.
that is predominantly for the community, right? LGBTQ plus. Now there are some that are more tailored to gay men, more that are catered to lesbian and bi women, etc. Right? It is a generally all people are welcome thing, but that's just generally where it's catered. And then like any cruise, you have events and like activities and comedians and other artists who come and perform, right? Like it's just because you know it's tailored to community, but also like it's tailored to the common interests amongst the community. And
Love it.
because I've always been a fan of divas, I've always had gay friends. That's just how it worked out. And
Gotcha.
so that was literally my intro into this whole world. So yeah, gay cruises.
Gay
I would
cruise.
do it. Because it needs to be luxurious. It needs to be like, the way I would get all the players together. Because at first I thought, as you're saying it, I thought resort, and then I thought, no, gay cruise. Okay, let's get it. Let's keep it a little isolated to us and our plus ones, right? Like us and our plus ones, and which means probably like Bam and a few guys. There's a handful of power straights, and they're just gonna have to, those guys just got to find their way, and it's fine, they will. And have the kids, right? Have some, you got to have the kids, you got to have the daycare, the childcare set up, and all of that. That's going to be a huge part of like, a section of the cruise. And then you got to just keep it luxurious for everybody. Okay. Great food, nice drinks. Okay. Really pamper everyone. Keep the vibes high. And then for me, it would just be like, congratulations, I'm giving you everything you want and deserve, because that's what I would do. But that's how I would bring people together. Cruise it up.
Amazing. I won't beat that.
Why not?
But I'll try. In Canada, there is a Via train ride that you can take from the West Coast to the
There's
East
a
Coast.
train that goes across the country.
and we're gonna put them all on the train. It's gonna be a disco train. You won't be able to sleep. The lights will be on. There will be drugs. It won't be family
There
friendly.
will be drugs. Okay, here. Okay, so for people who don't know the
The
Via Rail,
train won't have brakes. Okay,
so
so
okay,
this
so
this
all right,
thing's this thing's
you're gonna kill everyone, and
nope,
they're gonna
because
crash into the mountains.
It's gonna be the best train driver ever, and
The best is it you?
yep, and I'm gonna be on drugs too. So let's just say it's gonna be a crazy train, and we will be playing the song "Crazy Train" by Ozzy Osbourne.
Only that song.
Yeah, and people will be trying to break down the pilot's door,
They'll
which
be trying
will
to
be
get
me.
off. They
They'll be
will
trying to get off, and they'll be trying to get me off. So
I
me and
think
Nick,
they would successfully do this.
no
They would
problem. They would,
successfully overthrow you.
I don't know how well people know Canada, but we wouldn't make it out of British Columbia. Maybe entering Alberta, I'd be tossed right into the Rocky Mountains. I'm done.
It typically
Uh,
starts here and you make your way west. I've looked into this trip for myself.
I've looked into
So
it as
here
well.
here's the thing. This trip, it's a very popular thing here to take the train across Canada because Canada is known for its nature and you get to see beautiful various landscapes. And there are cars that are glass. So
Mhm.
you're surrounded by glass all around so you can see like every angle of it. You're not stuck with just like one view or the other view. I will say that this holiday is typically seniors who are on this train for like 4 to 5 days. I mean, you
And
get up
they'll be there too because they booked their tickets.
it's
So
it's really it's a senior citizens trip. It's like a kind of trip you do when you're like retired because there's minimal walking to be done. Beautiful trip, but I love that you're like, "Oh, here's my thing. It's going to be a seniors vacation
mhm.
with drugs."
Yeah,
Freddie.
so listeners, let us know. Do you want the out of control drug senior
You
train
could have just done Vegas convention,
or the
like,
gay
everybody
cruise?
likes I don't particularly love Las Vegas, but most people love Las Vegas. It could have been a Vegas
But I wasn't gonna
convention.
top gay cruise, so I shot for the moon.
It could have been, like, Usher at the Sphere, and he, like,
No,
dances with everyone individually.
no. That's
Everyone
not
gets
that's
their
not
moment with Usher.
no, we're going on a drug disco train. Cathryn, I also feel like we have to share some very ADHD news. If you
Okay, I'm not gonna brand it as that, but you start, and then I'll say my piece with this.
Yeah, so a listener and a participant in our fantasy
The
league,
winner.
the winner, shout out Cat, um, uh, got the WNBA basketball that we sent. Cathryn sent this ball. This was the prize for Engelbert's Angels fantasy league, which was our fantasy league.
We're
And
gonna have to change that name next year.
yes, we are. And um, we got a lovely note from Kat,
Oh my
letting us know
god.
that her daughter is shooting with the basketball at her run, and she's really enjoying it. And she's particularly enjoying it because the ball is perfectly sized for her daughter, size 3 ball. So it's a completely super small ball. We sent the wrong ball, and yeah, it was sent from Austria, not Australia. So that's great. That's really funny. And Cathryn has some more info on this, but just incredible stuff from us. So if you get a prize, it might not be the right size. That's all. That's all we can say.
Okay, first of all, I feel terrible about this, but Kat supplied a photo, and this is how I know that under no circumstances did Kat get what I purchased. First of all, the ball that I ordered was silver and black, and she received a white and orange ball.
Okay.
So I know absolutely right away she did not get what I ordered. So there's that. Then there was the option to get mini or the size 6, which is what I ordered. Freddie, we spent $100 on this ball. The mini is only listed at $40.
Well, she's got another one coming.
So we got ripped off. And I went to Amazon Australia, but I believe this was a marketplace seller that happened to take place somewhere, like, who lives somewhere else, and I didn't realize that because I was like, "I don't know how I'm gonna ship this from Canada." So I thought, "Let me go to Amazon Australia," and then which I can confirm, Amazon Australia, okay? I see the Australian flag in the corner as I open up this Amazon again, okay? And anyway, I guess it was a marketplace seller that is in Europe who sells on Amazon Australia. I don't know. I did my best. I spent $100 on this ball, okay? And the mini is listed at $38. I'm pissed. So when you're like, "This is like an amazing ADHD moment," I'm like, "Wait a second. This is not an ADHD moment. I did not do this." I did not realize the marketplace seller was like in Germany or Austria, but that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. I can send you the link, Freddie, of
Cathryn,
where I ordered this.
I believe you. Okay.
Cause listen, okay, here's the thing with the whole ADHD thing. I got diagnosed with ADHD in May of this year. I'm 40. I just turned 41. I've had to function without any support or any knowledge of this at all. Like, I feel like I don't know. I don't know what to say about the ADHD thing. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still like, I don't even know what my life is going to look like when I get the right combination of meds or whatever. But I really did my best. And I really am sorry, Kat, that you got a mini ball. That was not our intention. We absolutely got ripped off. Maybe I should message the seller. I don't know. It's not even the right color. Like, it's a disaster, but I really did try. We have a postal strike here in Canada, so it's like I didn't even know how to ship it to you from here directly when our post is on strike. Like, it's a disaster. I'm sorry. I don't want our listeners to think they're gonna get crappy prizes. 'Cause they're
Uh,
not. They're not gonna get crappy prizes, although I love Kat. Thank you, Kat, for the message and the photo, and I deeply appreciate that you have, an amazing sense of humor about this prize. I absolutely love that about you. I do love the ADHD joke. I don't want you to think I don't. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. We will send people good prizes. We need our listeners to know this. We are committed to good prizes when we have contests.
listeners, we sent a small ball once, and we'll do it again.
I think in future, if somebody's like wins and they're in Australia or another country that's far away, we might just have to do like a gift card
I'll say this, Cat.
instead of
You're lucky you didn't get a
the
tennis ball.
actual basketball because it's
You're
just a
lucky you
lot.
didn't get a tennis ball painted.
This
But I
is
think
insane. This is insane. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it when you showed that to me. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Here, I've just sent you the link, Freddie, in our private chat, the page in which I ordered the ball from. This is like crazy.
it's signed by Engelbert.
And it's signed by Engelbert.
Oh, that's the culprit. Put the
There's a
other one.
gold edition, there's a silver edition. I tried to get the gold edition, but it wasn't available, so I got the silver edition. But then you just got the orange and white one anyway. Unbelievable. So, I don't know. We'll have to figure something out for future, but I genuinely tried.
That's all you can do. I think with that,
Should I just pretended it was a mistake because that would have been funnier? Now I regret defending myself because it's like
no,
it wasn't as funny as me being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I messed up so bad." But I really
no.
didn't though.
People need to know the real Cathryn, and they need to know the real villain, Austria. But I do think we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up here. Wow, we went long, eh?
We did.
We
It was a
went
long one.
long. Okay, well, everyone, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Listen, we're here. We are here for the off season. We're not going anywhere. There might be a couple weeks where we take one off here or there, depending on the news cycle, but generally we're around for the off season. So stick around with us. We'll keep you updated and all that good stuff and keep you laughing, hopefully. Right?
Certainly, and this next stretch is gonna be like, if we take some time off, it'll be around Christmas because this next stretch is gonna be wild.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.